Hey, it's your boy Z here. Welcome back to another video. It's that time of year again. The new Call of Duty game has just launched. This time it is Modern Warfare 3 in 2023, and I've just spent the last few hours sweating it out and dialing in my controller settings to give you the best competitive Call of Duty experience that you can possibly get. So, a lot of these are preference, but there are a lot of sneaky ones in there that you might not think to adjust. So we're going to go over controller settings now. I'm using the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. That's probably why a lot of you have clicked on this video. So we're going to head on over to settings, controller, and get into the action. First up is button layout. I've gone with the default. A lot of people play tactical. This is to avoid accidentally hitting that melee button when you're panicking when someone jumps out at you. But I like to stick to default. This is because of the paddle setup that I've got on the back of the Elite 2 controller. It'll make sense more towards the end of the video. Next up, bumper pings are off. Flip controller is off. You largely want to keep this off unless you've got some special reason why you'd want to do that. Your stick layout should be default, and your controller vibration should be off. While you might like that haptic feedback, it's only going to make your shot worse. A new feature that we've got, which everybody needs to do regardless of the settings that they're using or the controller that they're using, is we now have the ability to monitor your dead zones. So we're now able to monitor this in game, and we can test our dead zones. So you can see here I've got my two joysticks moving. You want to go through and set up your left and right minimum stick dead zone to be as low as possible. So if you set it to 0, go and test them and see if your controller moves by itself, see if your horizontal or vertical axis is moving by itself. If it is, you want to take that off, go back up to basically the lowest number that you can find that doesn't have any automatic movement. Your max dead zone are set to 99. Your left and right trigger is also set to 0. This is to allow the fastest response to any shots that you might take. Next, we're going to head over to controller aiming. That's using the LB or RB button. So next up is sensitivity. That's horizontal and vertical sensitivity. The default is 4, but I play on 6. If you're struggling with a higher number, then you should be working your way lower to higher. Generally, you want to be playing on a mid-level setting. The lower that you are, the more control you're going to have. But you need to be able to react quickly. So it's personal preference. You need to see how you get on. But general rule of thumb is start low and work your way up if you feel like you're not reacting or able to react as quickly as you'd like. Next, we've got ADS sensitivity. This should be set to 0.8 or 0.85. This is going to control the way the multiplier works when you are aimed down sight. So how sensitive those fine-tuned precision parts are. We got tactical stance sensitivity multiplier. This is a new setting in the new game. This allows you to go into this tactical stance, which is kind of half ADS, half hip fire. I've got that set to 1. We've got ADS multiplier in focus. So this is when you're holding the focus button down. This is also set to 0.85. ADS transitional timing, you want to set that to instant. Custom sensitivity zoom, you want off. Target aim assist, you want on. A lot of people recommend default. This is something that a lot of people are used to and is in the more traditional Modern Warfare games. I personally have it set to Black Ops. This is just something that I got used to. I find that it gives you a little bit more slowdown the closer you are to a target. So your mileage may vary, but you want to either be using Black Ops or default on that. The third person ADS correction type is assist. Motion sensor behavior is off, and that wraps it up for the aiming section. RB again to head on over to gameplay. This is where it gets real interesting. So we do have the return of slide cancelling this year, and we want to make sure that we've got our automatic sprint set to automatic tactical sprint. That is set to toggle. We want auto move forward off. Double tap is your tactical slide behavior, so you have to double tap to get into that tactical sprint. Ground mantle you want set to off. Automatic airborne mantle to partial. Automatic ground mantle /hang to off. Tap to slide. + Plunging underwater you want set to free. This means you don't have to use your sprint controls to get underwater. You're going to have more flexibility when you're doing any of that water combat, so you're going to be able to go up and down a lot more freely. New setting we got this year is auto deploy parachute plane only. So this is when you are dropping out of the plane, so you don't kill yourself if you're not at your controller. You can set that to plane only. I personally have auto deploy always off. That allows you to hit the parachute as close to the ground as humanly possible. Sprint door bashing you want on. Mantle only for climb behavior. Slide cancel sprint on. It's hilarious that we do have its own setting this year, but you can have slide cancelling on or off. Down to combat behaviors. Aim down sight, you want hold unless you have a reason otherwise. Change zoom activity, you want sprint, tactical sprint, focus. The next two set to hold. Weapon mount activation, ADS and melee. So this is when you mount onto a barrier or an object. Weapon mount exit delay instant. Tactical stance activation is ADS and the down button. Tactical stance behavior is on toggle. You want to be prioritizing your interact when you're making your way through the map. That means that you hold to reload and tap to interact. Armor plate behavior is set to apply all. ADS swap stick off. Backpack control is the directional buttons rather than the sticks. This will give you a lot more fluidity as you move through that backpack system. Depleted ammo switch is on, so that means that you'll automatically switch weapons. But this is something that you need to get used to, so don't take it for granted that you're automatically going to switch weapon. If you are likely to forget, you can turn this off. C4 quick detonation is grouped. Manual fire behavior is press. And then vehicle behaviors, short delay, free look, melee. Overlay behaviors, we've got toggle, ping, wheel delay, moderate, and that about wraps up the gameplay changes. Now we're going to jump into the Xbox accessories window. Whether you're on Xbox or you're on PC, this is the same. I'm going to show you how I set up my controller and paddles. This is the view of my Xbox accessories app. This is on PC and this is what you'll see. If you're on Xbox, you can go into just your controller settings. You'll have the same interface, but it will be looking a touch different. So the way I've got this set up is I've got all of the standard controls set to the way that they are by default. But the way I've configured my back paddles is that I'm actually only using 3 of the 4 available on the Elite Series 2. So on my left upper paddle, I'm using Y. This allows me to change weapons and apply plates in Warzone. And on the right side so my right hand, the upper is A, so it allows me to interact. And the bottom one is B, which allows me to slide. So it allows me to slide cancel on my right hand, change weapons, and play up on my left hand. My left stick, I have this set to the smooth sensitivity curve. The same with my right stick. The triggers are set to 0 for the dead zones. And the vibration is set to default, but obviously we have that off in game. Let me know if you've got any changes you'd make to this in the comments. Like the video and subscribe for more DMZ, Warzone 3 and Modern Warfare 3 content. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.